Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great sorrow that I bring you the news that we are attending the funeral for the American Society of Magical Negroes because after only 3 weeks in movie theaters, it has now been pulled from movie theaters after only making $2 million at the box office. But don't allow this to be a time of great sorrow. This is a time of celebration where we can all come together, whether if you are black, white, Mexican. It is an opportunity for us to join hands and realize nobody, and I mean nobody, really wanted to see this fucking movie unless you got paid to get on social media and talk about how good this movie is.
Thank you for partnering with me, Focus Features, and telling what y'all think about the film.
It was an embarrassment from start to finish. You had people seeing the title and getting all excited with a little bit of controversy and a little bit of comedic value. You had people seeing that and thinking, oh my God, Black Harry Potter. I was one of them, but got smartened up on the magical Negro trope and how it works and how it operates. And I thought to myself, could be great idea and introspective on this idea and concept put into movie form based around a little bit of magical creativity. Could be funny, could be exciting, could be creative, could be a box office smash. Then the trailer came out and everybody saw that, and never in my lifetime, 24 years of age, have I seen universal agreement on a movie being so bad based on the trailer. You could talk about the what's the most dangerous thing white people aspect. You could talk about how a bunch of for the people individuals saw the female protagonist or female love interest and say, why is she not black enough? Oh, it would be better if she was a little bit darker skinned. You had all these things to laugh at and enjoy, and all we were waiting for was the end result, the movie. And I've said I've enjoyed it. I kind of liked it. It was a nice little car crash type of film. It's a movie you would only see if you literally had nothing to do. And I mean nothing. Not clean the house, not clean the gutters, not wash the car, not fix the car, not even cook food, not even take a shit. You literally needed to have nothing to do to go see this movie. And I did. And honestly, I enjoyed it for the train wreck that it fucking was. Is it this great introspective on trying to make sure that black people must stay vigilant so that white people can stay safe? No, it's just a boring puff piece on trying to navigate life. It was boring, not creative, not really interesting, but guess what? I enjoyed it again for the train wreck it was. And you know what? You could sit there and you could complain and you could get mad and you could be one of these for the people type individuals who will sit there and say, how dare you talk about this movie like this? And you know what? Every time I have to encounter an individual like you, I always throw the biggest defense in your face that you can never beat. Black women, the most disrespected group in American history, not because they are my shield, but because they say these things and you motherfuckers get on your knees and say, let me find your clit because, oh, I must agree with you.
Well, well, well. The American Society of Magical Negroes has allegedly been pulled from intake after only 3 weeks of being shown. If this is true, this is absolutely fucking hilarious. After the director and the actors went on a crusade trying to justify their bullshit, trying to sit here and tell us that we just didn't understand it, I don't feel bad for them at all. This is the most embarrassing movie I've seen created by black people in a minute. And listen, biracial people are black, but when you sit here and you create this biracial fantasy with a biracial black man who has a love story with a biracial fucking white passing woman about a story that literally caters to white people, you have to lose your card for at least a week after that. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, the disaster never stopped with this fucking movie. And then y'all made it, and y'all sat here and tried to gaslight us into saying, well, we just don't understand it. Nigga, fuck you, bitch. Understand this. Y'all spent all that money just to not make it back. Fuck you, bitch.
The American Society of Magical Negroes has been pulled from theaters after only 3 weeks, finished with $2.4 million at the box office, 28% score on Rotten Tomatoes, budget estimated to be $15 million. This person says, I watched this movie 3 times because I thought I didn't understand it. Their power is really dependent on making white people feel comfortable around black people. Terrible. The anti-woke and racist are missing the point. 1, this movie wasn't woke. 2, it wasn't the title because The Blackening did well in theaters. It was due to the fact that the only way black people got to use their magic was to pacify racist white people to not be violent, and it's a jungle fever rom-com. The title alone was bait anyway, because the black people were definitely excited because we were like, wow, we get to see us showing black magic, black witches, whatever, and it's just nothing but us pandering to white people. They're really trying to push the narrative and get it stuck in our brains that if we do a service to white people, they won't mess with us. If we use our powers, our strengths, and our creativity for them, then they'll leave us alone, because then they could just continuously take and take from us. And it's just like, nah, this movie was whack. It was not a good idea. I'm glad it got pulled.
The American Society for Magical Negroes flopped, and it flopped bad. Like, they're about $18 million in the red. This is roughly how much money it costs to make the movie, like full production cost. And $2.5 million is how much it made in the first 3 weeks. I didn't even know the movie actually came out yet. That's how little noise it's been making, like, overall. It was doing so bad that they pulled it from release, and they're going to just put it straight to streaming. Now, when we first saw the trailer, and the large majority of social media said they did not want to see this movie, they were not excited about it. I remember seeing an interview where they said when they did the test group, it didn't fare that well with the test group either. And instead of recognizing that it was a shitty movie and that no one wanted to see it, your target audience did not want to see it, they turned around and got an interview and said that the reason why it's not doing well as far as like social media perception and why it's not doing well in the test groups is because the target audience, us black people, just didn't understand satire and didn't understand the premise of the movie. So instead of respecting the fact that black people are educated enough to make their own decisions about the type of art that they want to consume, they played the "you guys are just too dumb to understand, so it's going over your head" card. And I think that interview was really like the final nail in the coffin and really made people not support this movie even more. Because, you know, even if we don't really want to see it, a lot of times black people will just support just to support because everybody black. But the fact that y'all try to play in our face drove home the fact that now we're really not going to support this movie. And it flopped. So in the caption, I'm going to tag one of the original videos that I made about this movie coming out, because I'm really good at guessing the ending to movies even without even having seen them. And my guess was exactly correct. Pause to read and then go watch my video. The only difference is that he didn't get to keep his powers. He did actually get kicked out of the society. But I was absolutely correct with how this movie was going to end, because the thing about satire is that it has to be good. And this wasn't good, and we could see that from a mile away. And y'all put it out anyway. And now y'all in the red because we didn't want the movie. We said we didn't want the movie. The test groups didn't gravitate towards the movie, and you still put it out anyway. You could have just saved your time, money, and effort and just put this straight to streaming. And that's what y'all get. Black people are allowed to not like things, and we're allowed to ask of more of the art that you guys are promoting and pushing specifically to us as an audience to support. We want more. We want better writing, better creativity, more opportunities for different black peoples, not the same 5 people that y'all keep putting in every movie. We keep asking for these things. Y'all keep ignoring what we asking for, and your movies are going to continue to flop. I don't know how many more times we have to keep saying the same thing over and over again, but it's okay because we're going to show you with our dollar, and now you flopped.
This movie should be an abject lesson for everybody. The execution could be terrible. The plan could be terrible. You can send this to the little test screenings that they do, and even they tell you this ain't up to snuff. And maybe, just maybe, you can realize that we should tweak this just a little bit. We should delay this. We should go back to the drawing board and maybe come out with something that is a box office smash so that we could all make millions and billions and trillions of dollars. That way, nobody can really speak against us. They can only say they wrote the check for us. And maybe the condescending notion of "we don't understand this" from the directors and actors, maybe that was the right avenue for them. But in reality, seeing what we all see, it was a fucking disaster. And with all of that, May you, the American Society of Magical Negroes, rest in peace and enjoy the afterlife of being nothing more than a movie people will have to watch when they want to Netflix and chill, and they won't be watching the Netflix movie. Subscribe to the channel. Leave comments about how good the casket looks on the way out, and I will see you in the next funeral. Goodbye.